ready for fan-driven Razorback talk? For the fans, by the fans. This is Inside the Hog Pen with your hosts, Razorback Zach and Marcus MC Carlton. It's Wednesday night, and we are 9 days away from Razorback football. We are in the final week of our preseason coverage here at Inside the Hog Pen. Hello, everybody. I am your host, as always, Razorback Zach, here from the Central Arkansas Hog Pen. And he's out of the NEA pen. Kinda.
Yeah. I'm in parts unknown tonight.
My co-host and the glue that holds this whole thing together, somewhere in the great beyond, is Marcus MC Carlton. What's up, MC? Where are you, dude?
Oh man. Okay, so I'll just kick this door down right away. So normally I'm in the NEA hog pen. I'm not there tonight because it is in the upstairs portion of my house. Well, with it being, hotter than a spoon at Hunter Biden's house right now. My air conditioner can't keep up upstairs. So when I went up there to get ready for the show, it was like 83 degrees up there. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. And then I spent the next 30 minutes figuring out where else in my house could I do this. So shout out my home tonight. I'm in my daughter's bedroom up against her blackout curtains because her window faces to the west. So when the sun sets, man, it blares right through. So that's the black background tonight. Her room is not media friendly. We'll put it that way. That's why I've got my Princess Leia cans on my head, and no actual microphone. I have every week is sitting over here off to the side in a pile. I mean, it's been a wild night here, man. And now I feel like Ricky Bobby because I don't know what to do with my hands. So.
Well, you dropping all kinds of references tonight.
That's the only thing I got going for me tonight is the references. So we'll just have to take it and run with it.
Still can't believe you dropped that Hunter Biden reference, but that's another story for another time. Hey, make sure you guys, and I'm the one that usually got you cracking up. Now you got me doing it. Make sure you guys check out Hog Sports on Facebook, HOG Sports on Facebook. They do a fantastic job. Adam Hall, Matt Hart's got some stuff brewing over there. You're not going to want to miss it. They've been on top of recruiting news. They've been on top of any kind of news that you want as far as Razorback related. They are pushing, 20,000 members. They are getting close to the 20,000 member mark. So make sure you go and check them out. And while you're here, why don't you leave us a 5-star review, a recommendation, and this thing called stars. Apparently you can send us stars, not like we need them, but we'll take them, 5 stars, because we know we don't want to be 4 stars. We want to be 5 stars. 5.
There you go.
There you go. Star. But make sure you guys, it helps us out, helps gets more eyes on us, and we greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with us each and every week. We do have 2 things of breaking news. All right, so the first one, dude, it's starting to hurt. I feel like we've been doing this every week at least once. Another Razorback gone too soon. Reggie Chaney, 23 years old, man. Transferred men's basketball player here at Arkansas, and then transferred to Houston. Played outstanding at Houston. I think he was Big 12 Player of the Year a couple of times when he transferred out. We have no cause of death, no information other than former Arkansas Razorback basketball player Reggie Chaney at 23 has passed away. We are not here at Inside Hog Pen. We are not going to speculate anything. All we know is what we're telling you.
He was Chaney was on that Houston team that went to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember how much he played. I know he was a member of that team. But man, I mean, these dominoes got to start falling. And I was looking at the other one. You know, we had another one there too, Keith Stokes.
Yep.
And if you don't know that name, that is the caretaker for Tusk, the live mascot that comes to every home game.
And every Razorback event. I mean, he's at soccer, softball.
Every Razorback event, yeah.
I did hear through the Touchdown Club, David Basil does a fantastic job out there, and we'll get into a little our Touchdown Club later. But I did hear that they are going to attempt to carry on taking care of Tusk and having him at every Razorback game. Well, obviously the family can't do what Keith did, but they're going to do everything in their power to kind of keep that going. And like I said, our thoughts and prayers are out with both the Chaney family and the Stokes family. I've actually got to hang out and talk to Keith. I talked to him extensively at the Liberty Bowl. One of the kindest guys you will ever meet, and he loves the Razorbacks, man.
Oh yeah. Well, and I was looking over David Basil's tweet when he first broke the past because I wanted to make sure that I got details correct. And he echoes a lot of the same sentiments that you just said about Keith, and said very personal, very outgoing guy, one of the nicest guys he'd ever met. So it's just, I mean, dude, these tragedies got to stop. One of
the personal stories.
It's been too much.
Yeah, one of the personal stories that I can tell about Keith, and well, like I said, we'll move on. We've got a lot to cover tonight. Is he will stand by Tusk and answer every single question he is asked about Tusk. And I mean, it could be what do Tusk eat? What do Tusk eat? Well, I mean, how does he live? Whatever. One of the off the wall questions. Keith would just stand there and answer them. If you guys want in on the action tonight, make sure you leave a question or comment on the Harris Made Chef Services live fan feedback. Chef James Harris has been a sponsor of Inside the Hog Pen for many, many years. And we thank him for everything he is doing. But yeah, make sure you guys, we are taking your hot takes, your predictions, your expectations. Everything is on the table tonight, including the kitchen sink. Excuse me. But the other thing is I need everybody to pay attention. Adam Hall, Matt Hart, if you are watching, get this to your guys, admins of all the Razorback groups. If you are watching, get this out to your people. There is a new ticket policy in regards to the University of Arkansas at least for football season. Right. Everything is digital that we know of right now. They put a tweet out. Tickets do not have QR codes. They're going to be using a technology that requires the ticket to be in your mobile wallet, whether that's Google, if you're on an Android, or if you're on an Apple, it'd be on in your Apple Wallet or whatever.
Yeah.
Screenshots will not work.
Yeah, it's the way I understand it. It's basically it's very similar technology to Apple Pay or to Google Pay if you have a Droid. It's very similar to that. So it's going to be interesting, man. I don't know. I made a comment on Twitter the other day that this is a big ask of the Arkansas fan base when you consider that a vast majority of the fan base can barely send and receive text messages, much less follow 7 steps on an app. So,
you ain't right.
We'll see.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but you ain't right.
I mean, hey, and a lot of it's my family, so I feel like I'm justified in saying that. So,
hey, look, my dad. Quick shout out. My dad just upgraded his phone from an iPhone 6 to an iPhone 7. So, wow. Let's jump over to the Harris Smith Chef Services live fan feedback. Dwight Raleigh says, "What's up, yo? What's up, man?" Dwight Raleigh's been a long time.
How's it going, man?
Matt Hart, the devil, and he appears.
There you go.
Pretty hot. Brad Staten says, Paragould heat index hit 112 degrees today. I got you both beat. It hit 119 down here in freaking Benton.
Golly, man, that's Arizona type heat. That we're not built for that in Arkansas.
Man, I tell you, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I toured the Promised Land. No, not that one. The other one in Fayetteville. You're watching and listening to Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Back right after this. Calling all local craft beer connoisseurs. Little Oktoberfest, benefiting the Miracle League of Arkansas, is just around the corner, and you don't want to miss this opportunity to sample some of the best craft beers from across the state. Saturday, September 23rd at War Memorial Stadium from 6 to 9 p.m. Get your tickets now. Oh, and ITHP will be broadcasting live with me, Razorback Zach, and D-Mad from the Man Cave. So stop by and say hey to the guys. Little Oktoberfest 2023, benefiting the Miracle League of Arkansas. Saturday, September 23rd, 6 to 9 p.m. at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. We'll see you there. All right, welcome back to Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Razorback Zach hanging out with you alongside my buddy Marcus MC Carlton in parts unknown this evening.
Yeah.
So quick shout out. I got one more shout out and then we're going to jump into this. I am going to be in so much trouble if I do not wish my 14-year-old daughter a happy birthday. She turned 14 on Sunday. So big happy birthday to her. All right, dude. So this past Sunday, I had the opportunity to tour the Promised Land or hallowed ground. Not those. I didn't go to Israel or Jerusalem. I went to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I got the tour. I got to tour all of Razorback Stadium, and then I got to tour the Fred Smith Football Center. Big thank you to Chef James Harris. That was a sponsored trip by Harris Made Chef Services, by the way. It is only for Razorback Foundation members. Now, here's the key. All right. I've got a lot of people asking me this week, how do we get to do this? How do they get to, how did you set this up? How did you score this? It is a Razorback Foundation event. So pay attention to your emails. If you're a Razorback Foundation member, pay attention to your emails. Pay attention to the newsletter. Anything Razorback Foundation, they put this out. And every time they do one of these, you have an option to tour the football facility, the soccer facility, the baseball facility. They haven't done baseball yet since the Hunt Building opened, from what James said. But, dude, let me tell you something. I thought I was a little kid in a candy store.
I bet. Yeah.
Okay. They took us through the locker rooms. They took us to the players' lounge, otherwise known as my future man cave. Sorry, Katie, but that's about to become the basement. Holy crap, dude. These players have got it made. And it's all part of this culture. But the coolest thing was, we walked on the field. They won't let you see. So the thing is everybody says that Razorback Stadium is now grass. Yes, the playing surface is grass, but the outer edge of it is still AstroTurf.
Mm-hmm.
It is still turf. But it was really cool being down on the field. They wouldn't let you step on the field for various reasons.
Yeah.
But we walked through the touchdown club where the players walk out of. Now, here's the cool part about that. Is that on the different walls in this touchdown club, they have different plays from past Razorback events, past Razorback games. Like they had the Hunter Heave. Okay. Yeah. They had Hatfield's 1964 play.
Punt return. Yeah. Yeah.
The punt return. They had the 99 Tennessee redemption game play. Sterner to Lucas.
Yeah. I'm sure the Powder River play was one of them as well.
That was actually not. The other one was
really.
Yeah, Joe Adams. Adams' punt return was on there, and then I've got them all. I'll have to upload. I took a crap ton of pictures, man.
Well, yeah, as you should. I mean, I probably would have wore my phone out taking pictures.
It finally overheated. And I had to sit off for a minute. But hey, I see you guys. Y'all are in the Harris Made Chef Surfers live fan feedback. I see you. We're gonna get to you in just a second. Do not worry. But I got the little stone that they pass by and they say, "Oh, yeah." I wanted to pick that up and take it home with me.
That's cool.
Dude, look, for a Razorback fan like me. If y'all don't know me, this was. I hope Katie's not watching, but forget Disney World. This was my place of. This was a magical place on Earth. All right. No, it was a lot of fun. But the Fred Smith Center, that was amazing. You got to see the coaches, the meeting rooms. You couldn't take pictures in the meeting rooms because the playbooks were open. There were playbooks in there. You couldn't go in the coach's office, but you did see down this little hallway. That was that, and they had this big mural of Razorback Stadium lit at night. Oh,
nice.
But all in all, it was a fantastic experience. And if you're a Razorback Foundation member, get on this. Get on this. So, that being said, let's roll over here to the Harris Made Chef Services live fan feedback. Dwight Raleigh says, I refused to use my Samsung wallet. I mean, to each his own, I guess.
Yeah.
He says, but I haven't.
I've done the virtual ticket thing, on other events, and it's good and bad both.
Yeah, he said, but of course, I haven't been to a football game since 2010. Adam Green, our dude, is in the house. He said, I've arrived. The show can start. I think you're about 10 minutes late there, Adam. But now we can have some fun.
Fashionably late, man. Fashionably late. Now everybody has to turn and look as he walks in. So
always got to make an entrance, don't you? Brad Staten says, your dad is only 42 versions of iPhones behind. You're not kidding me there. You're not kidding me there. And I like Rodney Winkler. I like his optimism. He says, Razorback shocked the college football world and wins the championship. I only hope you are right.
I'm telling you right now, if that happens, you better get the defibrillator ready for old MC, because I'm probably going to be in complete shock.
You and me both, dude. You and me both. Brad Staten says, did you sneak a step on the field anyway? No, I would never do that.
That's like when back in the summer, my son's baseball team got to go to AutoZone Park and get down on the field before the game and give the Redbirds high fives. Well, they were very specific about where you could step and where you couldn't. And so I just kind of casually worked my way over to where the grass was and kind of just rubbed my foot across it a little bit and then snuck back over. So I understand completely what he's talking about.
It was kind of surreal. We saw where the boot was, where the boot would go,
nice.
In this little mural thing. And we saw the Mackey Award. We saw the all the awards that the players have won. The Burlsworth Award that Grant Morgan won.
Grant Morgan, yeah.
We couldn't go in the weight room because there were actually players working out in there, so we couldn't go in there. Like I said, couldn't go in the coach's office because there were coaches that were actually working. And then we couldn't go in the practice facility in the Walker Pavilion. They were installing air conditioning there. Here's the interesting fact about that. They had to get that AC up and running that day, or the Hogs couldn't practice the next morning.
Oh, wow.
That's just what...
No pressure.
That's just what the tour guides had said from the Razorback Foundation. So, that again, I'm passing along info there. And Sam Jones said he paid for premium seats in the comments section tonight. I don't know, dude. You're gonna have to fight Adam Green for those.
Might have overpaid.
might have overpaid. But all in all, if you get an opportunity to take a tour of the stadium and the Fred Smith Center, take it. I could spend an entire show talking about what I saw, what I felt. It's a surreal experience for somebody like me who's been a lifelong Razorback fan. That, and again, people are like, well, you're no Kane and Sandy. Look, everybody's a fan in their own way. All right. to me, this was a dream come true. And for it to be on a Sunday, I was at
absolutely.
church.
There you go. One of the coolest was, gosh, I guess it's been about 10 years ago now, but my wife got me basketball tickets to one of the non-conference games that falls over Christmas break. It was like 27th, 28th of December, something like that. And this was, I'll tell you how long ago this was. Kiko Hadar was playing. I mean, this has been several years ago, but after the game, we ran into a friend of mine there who is a family friend of Kiko. And so after the game, Kiko come and got us, brought us down onto the floor of Bud Walton Arena. And I mean, you know me, I'm a hoops first guy.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned like a religious experience there of getting to go to Razorback Stadium. Dude, that's what it was like for me, because I'm stepping out on the floor and I'm like, Thurman hit the shot to beat Kentucky right over there. Mm-hmm. This happened here. Corliss did this here, and I'm running all this through my head and I'm like, oh my God, this is where I'm standing right now. I get it, man. It was total. It was just an out of body experience.
So I had an experience like that when I went to Cowboy Stadium a couple years back. I stood on the spot where Dak broke his ankle, and we're not. That's all we're gonna say about Cowboys.
Did you go out on the star and do the TO?
Yeah.
What do you?
Duh. No, so you were talking about being on the floor at Bud Walton, and mm-hmm. I got that opportunity. First time ever to be inside of Bud Walton was when they dedicated the court to Nolan Richardson.
Oh man,
I am not ashamed to say this.
Wow,
I cried.
Dude, I would have cried like a baby if I'd have been there that night.
And I was on the floor. There is a video I made Katie and I were on the corner. Big Red actually stole her phone and ran around the stadium with it.
Oh, that's awesome!
On selfie cam. So we have a video of that. All right. I gotta go over to the Harris Made Chef Services live fan feedback. We are rolling tonight. Jonathan Parker jumps in and says, "I know it's Vandy, but I'm ready for some college football this weekend, guys." We are 24 hours. Actually, we are less than 24 hours away from the start of the 2023 college football season. Do y'all not know that? Again, Navy and Hawaii, or it's Vandy and Hawaii and
Hawaii and Vandy.
But big whoop! Yeah. It's college football. We don't care.
So, have you seen what's going on at Vandy? Because their stadium is not ready. They are. So they were having some major renovations done to the stadium, and it's not ready. You can see on Twitter now. I think they've got it to the point where it is playable now. But as of a week ago, that stadium was not playable. And the attendance has been down to like 20,000 because of the ongoing construction. Behind the end zone where the media area is, behind the end zone, there's a dotted line that the media is supposed to stay behind. Okay, that dotted line is a chain link fence right now because of the construction going on. So what are the chances that somebody catches a pass in the back of the end zone and they wind up either hitting them over it? I mean, it's if you haven't seen it, go get on Twitter and just search Vanderbilt Football Stadium.
Sam Jones.
Yeah.
He says, "You are never Vandy."
I see that.
Brad Staten says, "I got a tour of Baum Stadium once, and they walked me through the locker room while the players were there. I also got to walk through DVH's office. How did you manage that?"
He walked through DVH's office and lived to tell about it? Holy cow.
Yeah, and he didn't get to run suicides either. Richard Wright, our guy Richard Wright says, "Hi guys, almost forgot y'all were on. I mean, we're forgettable. It's fine, Richard. Don't worry about it." And then Jonathan Parker. Was that a fat joke? You calling me fat? Damn you! I put on a couple of pounds. I'm still dealing with holiday weight.
There you go.
Dwight says, Kiko actually friended me on Facebook while he was still playing. Richard Wright says, "What is the subject matter tonight?" So here's the thing. It's the last week of...
It's a buffet.
It's our last week of preseason, all right, before actual season starts. We're 9 days away. We're talking about anything and everything tonight. We're taking your hot takes, your predictions, your expectations, what you want to see. But we're also talking about Sam Pittman at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. If y'all haven't seen that, that right there, that 20-minute clip of him at the Touchdown Club, everything you need to know why Razorback fans love him. Everything you need to know. We're talking about my tour of the Promised Land, a.k.a. the football facility at Fayetteville. And we also, during the next break, we've been talking about it for weeks, but the hype video that made me and MC want to suit up and run through a wall and then go get iced down and taped by Dean Weber because we're old and out of shape. I said we, not him, because I'm included in this. We actually have it, and we're going to show it to you during the next break, so you're going to want to pay attention to this. And there's one section in there, and I'm going to see if you guys know which part we're talking about that makes me and MC want to run through the wall. But Richard, it's a free-for-all tonight. It's a free-for-all tonight. Sam Jones taking another shot at my Cowboys. It's a good thing Cowboys play in Tornado Alley because it's the only way they see a touchdown during the playoffs.
Hey-o.
Richard Wright says
that's worthy of a yeah.
All right. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Well,
Let me talk to you.
Yeah, I fixed Zach up with a couple of new sound effects, and he's having a little too much fun with them.
A little? I'm a kid in a candy store. Richard Wright says, can't wait for Razorback football. Sam Jones, Vandy Stadium not ready? Okay, neither is the team.
Yeah, that joke writes itself. So if I was in my normal setup tonight, I would have that tweet pulled up where we could look at it. But I'm in unknown land tonight.
Hopefully everybody's staying cool because I know at least across the Arkansas here, the heat indexes have reached 120 in some places. And then Brad Staten
it's insane.
Brad Staten's trying to do his best Natalie Cole voice and Nat King Cole voice. Unforgettable. I'm not going to try it, but you know. Hey, easy. I heard that. Eric Jernigan says they're renovating for all 17 people that show up to Vandy games. They're all busy studying for their finals.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. They're probably upset right now, the students are, because all this construction is making it tougher to get to the library.
That is true. And again, going back on your point, dude, I don't know how they're going to do this. I mean, we had construction going on at Razorback Stadium when we were playing, during the season. But it was nowhere near. I mean, they didn't plan this at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah. Well, and I think it was the 2019 season where the north end zone was under construction and it was all torn apart. And I mean, you could say that the program was torn apart at that time as well.
I thought it was during Bird. I thought it was earlier than that.
It was when He Who Shall Not Be Named was here.
Was it?
So it was one of those 2 years.
I thought it was earlier than that because we played TCU and it was the kick heard around the world. I thought it was during Bert's time.
Maybe so. I don't know. I've tried to block out several of those years.
I don't blame you on that one. I don't blame you on that one at all. Let's go to a few more of these comments. Adam Green, we are going to save that for after the break. That is a long comment there.
Yeah, I'm trying to read through it right now.
I will put that up right after the break, but it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It is the hype video. As we go to break, it is the hype video that we have talked so much about. And this was done by the Arkansas Razorbacks and by a friend of mine who works for them now that I never knew about, Carter Galbraith Media. So here it is. It is the hype video for the 2023-2024 season. Hope you guys enjoy it. We will see you right after the break here on Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Back right after this.
Talking about Arkansas. What's going to make them talk about us?
Got some pressure coming. The flat first down and more. Hit right at the marker. Oh, he got drilled.
It is six.
To the 40 to midfield. There it goes. Jefferson looking to throw.
Here's KJ Jefferson on another big play.
Touchdown, Arkansas. Here comes the pressure, and he can't get away.
With speed. Cruises into the end zone. Jefferson going deep.
Touchdown, Arkansas.
All right, welcome back to Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Bro, I could sit back and watch that thing on repeat all the time. That video is
It's good
courtesy of
stuff.
Arkansas Razorbacks and Carter Galbraith Media. That is the hype video. Now, my question, pop quiz time. Which part do you think had me and MC ready to run through a wall? Let me know.
Yeah, if it's not obvious to you, you're not paying attention.
If it ain't obvious, something's wrong with you. I got a spider on me somewhere, dude. You have to give me a second. You're about to hear me scream like a girl if it's actually crawling on me. I get right there.
Gonna end up with some spidey senses.
I saw it during the break, but I don't know where it went. I don't think it was going to hurt me at all. But if it does, it does. Richard Wright.
It's as scared of you as you are of it.
Right. Richard Wright says, once again, I have high expectations for football hogs. Predictions are hard for me. Optimist 10-2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can get behind that. All right. Adam.
That's
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, MC.
I was just going to say 10-2 is not out of the question. I think you're going to have to get some things to fall our way, but it's not, that's not an outlandish prediction, I don't think.
Sorry, I'm still trying to find this damn 8-legged creep. I think I killed it. I don't know. Huh. All right, Adam Green has a good Lord. Adam Green has a question. He's a stupid question.
Where am I at?
Adam, there are no such thing as stupid questions. The only stupid questions are the ones you don't ask. Says, my
There you
folks
go.
have been long-time donation members, but we always talk about since the SEC brings in millions and millions and splits that with everyone, why can't seating be cheaper for the hardworking fan? I mean, in Section 103, you have to make a donation of $5,000 just to sit there and like a $900 and like $900 a ticket. Seems like we'd want to make going to a game for all fans affordable instead of increasing ticket prices. Thoughts? Hunts, Tysons, and Waltons fund the big projects. MC, do you want to take this one?
I don't disagree with anything he said. I know that it is expensive, to say the least, as far as tickets go. But, now I'm going to play politician here, and I'm going to straddle the fence a little bit. If you go to some of the other SEC schools and you look at the required donation and you look at the ticket costs and, associated fees, Arkansas is really not that bad. They're about the middle of the pack, the SEC, as far as the cost is. But I get where you're coming from with the, you hear about the multi-million-dollar deal, TV deals, and then all of the money that comes in from having an SEC team in the championship every single year, which pretty much happens. Yeah, I mean, it's, you have a lot of fans that are, low to upper middle that can't afford, basically $1,000 a weekend to go to Fayetteville at minimum $1,000 a weekend because most of the hotels have a 2-night stay minimum. They've raised their rates to try to, capitalize on the big weekends. And then you've got your costs associated with, gas and your tickets and food and everything else. And I mean, it's just a lot. I mean, I'm with you there, but I'm going to go politician and straddle the fence. I can see both sides of the issue.
I mean, I can too, but at the same time, Adam does have a very good point.
It's an excellent point, yeah.
And again, most people are not going to want to hear this, but that's kind of why they keep the game in Little Rock at least once a year. So I don't want to call them average fan because we're anything but average.
Well,
So
it's
the hardworking. Let's put it the way Adam put it. It's a hardworking fan.
yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
That's why they keep the game in Little Rock. Is it a good idea? No. But Sam Pittman said it best yesterday at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. It's the energy that stadium brings or has brought in the past. He's hoping to recapture it and bring it back.
Yeah, it definitely needs. I mean, the spirit of War Memorial Stadium needs an overhaul. It hasn't been there. I would say the last time that you had what I would call a true awesome Little Rock crowd was back during the Petrino days. Because for one thing, the quality of opponent has gone down. And second off, the games have just not been very good, and Arkansas hasn't won like they did in the past. When Nutt was here, Arkansas didn't lose them, and I don't think Petrino lost in Little Rock either. Nutt lost, what did he lose, one game in his entire career in Little Rock? And I think Petrino didn't play there near as much as Nutt did, but he didn't lose there either. And I was at a lot of those games. I was at the Kentucky game when Tim Couch was the quarterback. I don't even remember how many games I've been to in Little Rock now, but it just the last Little Rock game I was at was ULM in 2012. And I swore that I would never go. I swore I would never go back. And lo and behold,
how'd that work out for you?
Looks like I'll be there. Looks like I'll be there on Saturday.
So a little side note. I did find the spider. I'm not turning into Spider-Man tonight, but the spider is down. We're gonna get to your questions and comments on the Harris Made Chef Services live fan feedback. Y'all are getting to see my arachnophobia kind of take a hit. And Trevor, stop blowing my phone up and making fun of me, man. Trevor Kaiser is making fun of me on my text messages, yo. He's sending me texts. You're tripping, man. Calm down. I'm like, y'all don't know. I'm definitely afraid of spiders. I'm just gonna lay that out there. Richard Wright. Richard, watch MC. I'm gonna catch hell for that one. Richard Wright once again says, oh wait, we already seen that one. Sorry about that, Richard. Trevor Sykes is talking about the video, says, oh, the chills and goosebumps. Richard says, I love the hug so much. I can't help it. Hey, man, you're in the right place for that. And Adam Green, and there's a few of them here that get it, but Adam Green and Trevor Kaiser both got it, MC. They said it's the Paul Eels voice. Yeah. Touchdown, Arkansas by Mr. Oh My. Listen, guys, I don't know where you guys fall as far as the age range, but I grew up listening to Paul Eels, Mike Nail, for basketball and football.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the guys. And if you guys have seen the show over the last 7 years, that I credit Paul Eels for getting me where I am, and so he is a big inspiration for me. And it was that moment where Paul Eels, where the screen goes black and all you hear is touchdown Arkansas.
Yeah.
Rodney
awesome.
Winkler says, hype, love it. The hits for me, beast mode. Hits are pretty good too. Eric Jernigan says 8-4 is more realistic. I think the ball bounces the right way, then 10-2 is a possibility. Adam Green, Trevor Kaiser has a answer to your question. And MC, I think Trevor makes
that's a good point. Yeah.
Makes a pretty good point. He says the seating pricing is trying to recover from COVID and the expensive mistakes we made with coaches.
Yeah, and that's that's something that didn't come right to my head, but that's spot on. And I think it was what was it? First year was when they finished paying off Bielema. So yeah, you've got some old mistakes there that you're still having to pay for a little bit.
Yeah. Brad State says I would love to see 10-2, but I'm going with 8-4. Believe me, I would be crazy for 10-2.
Yeah,
we're gonna be talking about our predictions and stuff towards the end of the show, so y'all stay tuned for that. I'm gonna blow a lot of people away. I am going to blow a lot of people away, but I will tell you this: we have 2 trophies coming home with us this season. I'm not gonna tell you which 2.
Okay,
but we've got 2 trophies coming home
to
Fayetteville. Adam Green says if we're going 10-2, that offensive line Got to make big improvements. Heard it's hard to watch right now. Let's hope they gel real quick.
Yeah, and that's, I heard Clay Henry talking about this the other day, and somebody had mentioned something to him about how the defense was just dominating over the offensive line. And he said, if your offensive line is not struggling at this point in preseason, you're going to have a long year. He said, because at this point is the defense's offense. And that was before you even talked about the amount of depth and the amount of talent that Arkansas supposedly has on the defensive line this year. I've not seen it personally myself, but there are people that I trust, like Clay Henry and some others that have said, hey, this is a really deep and very talented defensive line. I'm not, if the offensive line's struggling a little bit in practice, the optimist in me wants to say, okay, that's because the defensive line is so good.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree with you there. And Richard agrees too. Agree. Perfect storm, 10-2. And it's and we're talking about games where we were, memory games at Little Rock. Miracle on Markham, I was there. And then Matt Hart and I were at the same game, actually, because that was where I almost got knocked the hell out. 2018, the Ole Miss game in the rain under Chad Morris was loud. It was, but it was cold. It was wet. It was muddy. And I got knocked with a right hook, but we're not going to talk about that. Richard Wright, who else?
I'm sensing a theme here. You're talking about getting hit at Little Rock games. They might be a little hazardous to your health.
You think? Richard Wright says, who are all going to Little Rock next weekend? I wish I was, but I'm working. I don't know. MC will be there live.
I'm going to be there.
In living
I'm going to be there. I'm not I guess I'm trying to save all of my excitement for when I get there, because all I can think about right now is how hot it's going to be. Possibly get hit in the back of the head, and how hot it's going to be and everything else. So
hang on, MC. Hang on.
All right.
Our boy D-Mad is in the house from the man cave, and I've told you, D-Mad, put the liquor down and walk away. But he says we beat Bama and we retire Saban. I don't know what, but I want some. Rodney was the best. Yes, sir. He absolutely was. And Ronnie. Ronnie. If only, my man. If only.
Don't lose that card, Ronnie. That's all I got to say. Because you can't get any more of that good stuff if you lose your card. So,
MC, we got some debates going in the comments tonight on the Harris Smith Show.
Okay. All right.
Sam Jones, how have you heard the O-line is struggling? We have the best 2 O-line coaches in the country on staff. I'm not worried.
I'm just saying that they are not, that the defense, what I'm being told is that the defense is having better days than the offense is. So maybe struggling was not the right word. Again, I think it goes back to you actually have some SEC caliber talent on the defensive line.
So a couple more comments, and we're going to get on to our next topic of the night because we're kind of running behind here. Brad Staten says, we're not talking about that. We'll be on Zach's tombstone. We're not talking about that. But no, it's let me get tripped up on my words here. Sam Pittman was at the Little Rock Touchdown Club on Tuesday, and which I don't know why they're not doing it on Mondays anymore.
Yeah, I don't know either. But that's a Bass question, I guess.
But I wish I had the clip. We don't have the clip, but he made a comment, and it stuck out to me because he was only up there for like 20 minutes. And in that 20-minute time frame, if you wanted to, if somebody asked a Razorback fan why we love Sam Pittman so much, all you got to do is show him that video of him at the Touchdown Club. To me, he took a pot shot at both Barry Odom and Kendall Briles. Now, here, let me give you some context as to what he said. He was talking about offense, and he says, yeah, He says the game that inspired me. You know, you guys might think it was the A&M game from a few years ago, or the LSU game from a few years ago, or Ole Miss last year. He says, but it was the Liberty Bowl for me. And he says, he stops and he looks around the crowd and he goes, "Hey, I'm sorry if you guys had money on that game and you had money on us. Get over it." He basically says, "Get over it. You might want to stop betting." But he, you know, when he was taking pot shots at these coaches, and that's the way I took this. Was he, you know, he says, you know, we lost like 4 games by 9 points or 6 games by 9 points or whatever it was. And he says, and I wasn't going to fire myself, but we had to make some changes on staff, and we've got some pretty good coaches now. And then he talks about the defense, and he says, you know, we brought in, you know, Travis Wood, Marcus
Freeman, or not Freeman.
Woodson.
Woodson, yes.
And he says he, you know, had Florida State a top 7 or you know, top 10 defense at Florida State and UCF, and he says, and we finished. We finished. We were there.
Yeah, we finished.
And I mean, the passion and the love that he has for not only the Razorbacks, but for the state as a whole. How can you not like this guy? How can you not like him? Yeah,
I mean, he is. When you talk about coaches being a fit with the fan base, I don't know that there is a better fit of the epitome of his fan base than Sam Pittman in Arkansas. I mean, he seems like just one of the guys that you want to go to the bar, have a drink with, and just sit there and kind of BS and talk football.
MC, he walks up to the podium and he goes, "4th year I'm here. Hey, 4 years, I'm still here."
Yeah. I mean, he's just straightforward, you know, just,
you know, and have you got a chance to meet him yet, MC?
I have not. I'm hoping to remedy that this season, but I haven't been able to meet him yet.
Man, if y'all haven't met him yet, you'll need to get out to like one of these Razorback road shows or events that he's got. But likable guy, did a fantastic job at the Touchdown Club. And next week is, I forget who it is. It's one of the ladies from the SEC network.
I think it's Laura Rutledge.
Laura Rutledge. Thank you, MC. Always coming in clutch when my brain doesn't work. Ronnie Beulah, I wanted to point this out real quick on the Harris Mid Chef Services Live Fan Feedback. Ronnie Beulah says, if we keep predicting that we're going to lose, then we can never come up in the SEC West.
It's fair.
I mean, it's fair.
That's fair.
At the same time, we see what happens when Arkansas gets favored to win. And I have no qualms in saying this. We shit the bed.
Well, and if you've been on Hog Twitter at any point during a game or after, you see the phrase "Hog gonna hog" or "Arkansas gonna Arkansas," and we are so jaded to that a lot of us fans, myself included, when things are going good, my mind starts creeping to, okay, how are we going to screw this up? How are we going to drop the foul ball, so to speak? Or, stumble and fumble.
Whoa, timeout, back up.
I mean,
whoa. Why? Why?
I'm getting it out of the system, man. Getting it out of the system.
Why in the hell would you put that bad juju on us now?
No, I'm getting it out now because it's got 2 weeks to dissipate into the air.
No. But I will say this. # screw you, Mark Curls. But, I mean, and this is the part where we want you guys involved. I mean, all you guys are involved anyway, but this is where you get to hear your voices heard. Give me your predictions, your expectations, your hot takes, your wild thoughts about the Arkansas football program coming into the 2023 season. We are 9 days away from the start of Arkansas football. Dylan Madden says cardiac hogs. And then he goes off.
Every year, every sport, cardiac hogs.
You did this. I'm putting this juju on you, dude. So Adam Green, I'm going to need you to take the analytical hat off this week. Off. OOFF off. But how many games does he have to win to keep fans happy this year? I feel like this year we need to win 10. It's time. We lose those 4. We win those 4 we lost by 9 points last year. So, you ready for me to drop the bomb?
Let's do it. Drop the bomb.
All right. I don't have that sound effect loaded, but we'll figure it out. There we go. 10-2. 10-2. Now, that is my official prediction. That is the ceiling that we have. That is the ceiling.
Yeah.
The lowest, 8-4. Now, let me explain. Everybody's talking about that 4-game stretch. Okay?
Yep.
You go 2 LSU, 2 Dallas to play A&M, 2 Oxford, 2 Tuscaloosa. Everybody's going, oh, my God, we're going to get – I can't say this word on air because it'll get flagged, but we're going to get
hammered.
Yeah, there you go. We'll use that one. On this 4-game stretch. In the words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. Here's why. Number one, we don't know what team stands out in the SEC this year. Okay?
Right.
You cannot confidently tell me that Georgia's going to run the table. They have a cupcake schedule, yes. But you honestly can't tell me that confidently they're the team to beat. On paper, yes. Based on past experience in the past couple of years, yes, they are now the new Alabama. Okay? Luckily for us, we don't have to play them unless we get to Atlanta. Number 2, everybody says Bama, 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 because Saban's pissed. Yes, if you've seen social media and if you've watched any of his press conferences, he's smiling and he's clapping and he's singing with the fans practice. I don't know about y'all. I'm terrified.
Yeah. When you have a happy Saban, that's not good for everybody else.
I'm scared to death that he's going to blow through everybody. But it's not 100% guarantee, MC. He's got a loaded quarterback room. His starting quarterback right now, the one that's tapped to be the starting quarterback, was clocked at Razorback Stadium last year. 26 miles an hour.
Yeah. And I saw the play in particular that you were talking about. It was on Twitter for a few days in a row here about a week or so ago. And I counted about 5 different penalties on that play that went uncalled. When the Red Sea parts, as guys are getting held and guys are getting face masked, I mean, it's pretty easy for him to take off and run and do his Roadrunner impression. I'm not saying the kid doesn't have talent. He does, but I mean, he knew what to do when he got to the open field. But getting him to the open field was where, if you go back and look at the tape, it's just like, oh my God, how do you miss this? But it's that happens.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, and here's the thing: refs aren't going. And I'm not defending the refs because screw you, Mark Curls. There's number 2. Refs aren't going to catch everything. All right, I've been told
they're not.
Walt Coleman has even come out and said, hey, there's holding on every play. It's just a matter of if we see it.
Right.
Yeah. But let's focus in on this 4-game stretch for a moment because that seems to be where everybody's tripping up. We go 2-2. We go 2-2. Now here's your guarantees. We bring the boot and the battle line home.
Oh, okay.
We go. Right. There is a possibility we can go 3-0 in our trophy games again. We can beat Texas A&M if one thing happens. If the Aggie train implodes like I think it will. I don't think Bobby P and Jimbo are going to get along. Jimbo's going to take play calling away from Bobby, and you're going to have this mess at A&M. Now, MC, if Bobby calls the plays in Dallas, I hate to say this, we're screwed.
It has potential to be a long day. We've seen what he's done with average to just above average quarterbacks in the past, how he's affected their game. And you know, you can say a lot of things about Bobby Petrino, but one of the things he does is he gets the most out of his quarterbacks. He knows the buttons to push and just how to get the absolute most, and in some cases, you know, gets his quarterbacks to overachieve. I think we've seen that a few times as well. Now, that said, I think based on the limited knowledge I have, I don't think there's a Ryan Mallett or a Lamar Jackson or a Tyler roster at A&M at quarterback. I think you're looking more of a Casey Dick type, and maybe somewhere in between a Casey Dick and a Ryan Mallett. I don't think they have elite talent at the quarterback position. I think they do at running back and wide receiver, but I don't think their quarterback is what you would call an elite quarterback.
Well, and you know, like you just said, you know, y'all can say whatever you want about Bobby P, but take it or leave it, he's one of the best offensive minds in the country.
Absolutely.
I mean, again, like you had said, look at what he did at Missouri State against Arkansas. He had us on the ropes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean, he had everybody scared in that game.
Oh, yeah. So I don't think LSU is. It's going to be a tough one. It just depends on what time the game is. If it's a night game in Death Valley, I don't think it has. It's like War Memorial. It doesn't have the luster anymore at Death Valley that it used to have.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to run through us like they did last year. What's up, MC?
Losses, are they LSU and Alabama? Is that your two losses on 10-2?
So no,
I mean, because you said we were bringing the boot. So where's the other loss coming from? Is it A&M?
Yeah, it's A&M. But again, that's that flip game. You know, a lot happens.
Yeah,
that's the game that everything kind of lands on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I think you beat Ole Miss. All right, in Oxford. I don't think you have a problem there. I think you win at LSU. Okay, that flip game is Texas A&M. All right, there's a lot of things that have to happen on that A&M game. And again, I'm gonna say that until I get proven wrong, Alabama's a loss.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're looking at 17 years now.
19.
I think it's 2006 was whatever the math is there.
Right.
I think it's 17 because my daughter was.
I made a 15 on the ACT. So.
Last time we beat Alabama, my daughter, who is now a senior in high school, was 6 months old.
I was a freshman in college the last time we beat Alabama.
Let me ask you this: on your prediction, you're 10-2,
mm-hmm.
and this can go for anybody in the comments as well. Would you trade a loss to, say, Auburn or Mississippi State if it meant you beat Alabama?
Hell no. I will never trade a loss to Auburn for anything. Hell no. Now, what I'm willing to trade now it's funny you mentioned that though, MC, because here's what I'm willing to trade. I will trade a loss to Florida if it means we beat Alabama because they're back to back, I think.
Yeah. I think so.
So if we beat Alabama and then come out flat against Florida, I'm okay with that. I mean, people are gonna hate me for it.
Well, it's also beating Alabama because if you beat them when they're undefeated, you know that's huge. But if you beat an Alabama team that is, you know, already got a loss, it takes some of the luster off of it. The fact that it's been, I mean, if you don't think it takes the luster off?
No, I think because we haven't beaten Alabama in so long.
Yeah, that's fair.
That they could be undefeated. They could have one win on their record.
Yeah.
And a win and I'm pretty sure we'd rush the field if we beat Alabama. You know?
Well, I mean, it's at Tuscaloosa, so there wouldn't be very many people making it to the field.
I mean, we saw.
I know what you mean.
We rushed the field when they, you know.
Right.
But I mean, I'm honestly going to say 10-2. Okay. Your losses for sure at this moment. Your losses for sure. Bama and Florida.
Wow, Bama and Florida.
For sure. Because think about it. Florida has always been our Achilles heel.
In the swamp, especially. Yes.
In the swamp. I go back to 2009.
9? Yeah. I had to think about it a minute, but it's 2009.
Yeah. That was the year my daughter was born, so that was 14 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's hard to say that Arkansas is going to go to the swamp and win, which I don't know that we've ever done that. I'm trying to run back through my head, I can't think of a time that we've won in the swamp.
We'll have the game notes for the week of the game, and we'll dive. Like I said, we're going to be diving deep into every game on game week now that game weeks are here. But I mean, you win all your non-cons. All right, Western Carolina, Kent State, BYU, and
Is it UAPB? Is that the other one?
No, it's UAB.
UAB, yeah.
Wait, hold on.
I don't have my schedule in front of me. So
yeah. So I mean, there's 4 right there. Okay.
Well, I do know the only non-con that should be even remotely questionable would be BYU, but I think because that game's at home, I think you take care of business there.
At Florida Atlantic, that's the other one.
Florida Atlantic. So,
but I mean,
okay.
There's your and you beat Missouri.
You gotta start winning that game on the regular, man. That's a garbage program that Arkansas should not have a losing record against. I don't care. I don't care if just in the 12 disciples playing for them. It's still Missouri. It's still Missouri. It's a garbage program, and the fact that we've been losing that game is an embarrassment. But it also shows, I mean, fans are not upset about it, really, because it's a game that everybody's like, it's Missouri. It doesn't have any oomph to it. So, but.
Well, I mean, what? I keep trying to find some way of boosting that game and having it mean something, and it means.
It means nothing. I mean, there's, the hype that they have tried to build around this game with a sponsor and a trophy and everything else, it's there.
It means about as much as Joe Biden's campaign promises. Okay? Yes, I went there.
I mean,
my show. I can do it.
I don't disagree.
I don't have some Peasley little bald man telling me what to say. So
it's just don't. I don't see where that game. You've got to win that game. There's no excuse to lose it. To me, it's basically kind of like a non-conference game. So you have to win that one.
I'm gonna put you on the hot seat.
Okay, bring it.
Give me your most outlandish prediction for this year, and I'm talking it can be batshit crazy.
Ooh,
I can say that because my daughter's not watching.
Luke Haas. Okay, here's my wild prediction. Luke Haas, first team All SEC, not freshman SEC, All SEC, the All SEC team. He's the first. I think the kid is going to be that good. I think he is. I think he's a generational talent. He's a Hunter Henry type at tight end, and I think you're going to see the tight end utilized a lot more with Enos.
Yep, I agree, 100%.
Back as offensive coordinator. And if there's anybody that's swimming under the radar that could be kind of the X factor to this season, I think it's him in that tight end position.
Okay. I think Cam Little breaks Steve Little's record and is 90%.
Okay. Nice. I'll take it.
90%.
And that's something else. We haven't really talked about this, but you've got Cam Little back, And, last week, I think talked about Arkansas's percentage on going forward on fourth down. I want to see more Cam Little. Take the three that you're more than likely going to get. Take the points, put the points on the board, and then put it on your defense to get you the ball back.
Did you see? I don't know if I read it somewhere or he said it or where I heard it from, but somewhere in this vast universe, they were talking about the kick that he made. He kicked it at A&M last year in Dallas, where it hit the top of the cylinder.
Yeah.
And he, somebody was making a comparisons or something, but they said the reason it hit in such a perfect spot was because the uprights are taller in the NFL than they are in college. He's, they said that if he'd have kicked that at Razorback Stadium, that kick would have been good.
Yeah. Yep. But because of the uprights being the difference in height, whatever the difference was, I don't remember now.
But I think KJ and Rocket, I think they have unbelievable seasons. I think we're going to see a side of KJ that we haven't seen.
I hope we see him develop. They've already said that we're going to see him under center more than we have to this point in his career, which I don't know that he's been under center at all since he's been here.
He has a few times.
Maybe at a goal line situation or something, but I don't remember very often. But and I think he's going to need to show that he'll contribute from under center rather than just shotgun, especially if he wants to play at the next level. I think the scouts are going to be looking at that and watching that closely.
Well, and also, I think that KJ, especially under Dan Enos, that you're going to, like I said, you're going to see a different KJ this year. And I don't think he's going to, number one, I don't think he's going to be running for his life. Okay.
I agree with that.
Number two, the depth that we have at quarterback with Jacoby Criswell and Malachi Singleton.
Yep.
These non-con games, I don't think you're going to see KJ in the second half unless it's a very, very, very close game. So that
I don't want to see KJ in the second half.
No.
So I don't want to see KJ.
Well, that right there will save KJ in the long run because we all remember what happened when he sat out against LSU because he was hurt and he played the Liberty game, which he never should have played. Okay?
Yep.
So right there, you're saving your QB1 for a Florida, Auburn, Mississippi State for the conference games. Okay? And even if you're in a conference game, all right, and you're up like 41-10 or 41 or the ungodly number, sitting down. Get Jacoby Criswell some SEC time. Get Malachi Singleton some SEC time. That will go long term when KJ leaves, and it's the next man up.
Yep, 100%.
So let's go over to the Harris Mid Chef Service live fan feedback. And Dylan's taking pop shots at me. He says, prediction. Zach texts me, the game is over whenever we go down 2 scores.
I mean, he's not lying.
No! Now my own co-host.
I've still got the text, man. I've got the receipt still. We're not
going to talk about that. Garrett Ray says, I hope we see KJ be like Cam Newton was at Auburn. No!
If he brings a title, then...
if he brings a title, but then Cam Newton didn't do shit in the league. So, no, I don't want to see him do that.
So selfishly, though, I don't care what he does in the league. I'm not an NFL guy. I'm a Razorback guy. Give me what you got. If he brings a title, he ain't got to worry about making it in the league because he's never going to have to work a day in his life again as long as he lives in the state of Arkansas.
Okay, I got to be on my.
He'll be taken care of.
I got to behave now because my kid's watching. She better be done with her homework.
Okay.
But no, do I think KJ wins a Heisman? He's going to have to play lights out. Is he in the conversation? Yeah. Of course he is.
I don't think he is.
You don't think he's in?
Nope. The Heisman is nothing more than a popularity contest among about 6 or 8 teams. Arkansas would have to be – they're going to have to beat Alabama. They're going to have to beat LSU. They're going to have to they're going to have to basically run the table. And then on top of that, it is he's going to have one of those defining moments. D-Mac had several games where he had those Heisman defining moments.
Oh, I mean, you have
'06 and '07 both.
You have LSU and was it his freshman year, or was that '06 where he just went completely?
That was
off?
the say goodbye. Yeah, that was '06.
You have of course the memorable South Carolina game when he goes off for almost 400 yards.
Right.
Yeah. And Chris Shaw, Adam Green says, "I buy a 12-pack. Watch you guys and Trey Biddy after we lose." I don't think that's. I don't.
Whew. That's a night of entertainment right there.
We sure that's smart? And then Chris Shaw makes a very good point. He says Rocket will be in contention for the Heisman before KJ, and it all depends. See that. I can't too. But MC, are we drinking too much of the Kool-Aid here?
In regards to what?
The Heisman and hyping it up too much.
I think the Heisman thing for anybody from Arkansas is pretty far out there. I think that's I mean you're going Pluto on that.
Pluto's
this
not
point.
a planet anymore.
I know that's how far out you're going.
Okay, we're having way too much fun on this show tonight, yo. No, and like I said, MC. So we know. Circle back here. I'm going 10-2. Losses to Alabama and Florida. Let me know what you got.
Man, see, I'm not quite as optimistic as you are. I am torn between 9-3 and 8-4.
You're not optimistic. You're realistic. There's a difference.
Well, okay. There is the 3 games that I'm thinking off the top of my head. I think LSU takes a step back this year. So that is not one of the 2 of these losses everybody can figure out, because until we show we can consistently win that game every year, I'm going to count them as a loss, and one of them is A&M and the other one's Alabama.
So who's your third loss?
The third loss, I'm once again I'm torn because of when we play these teams. I'm torn. If you say Auburn, I will lose I won't say
my mind. I will lose my ever-loving mind.
I won't say that word, but I'll say this. Where we play Hugh Freeze's team in the season concerns me for a couple. One, because it's to the point in the year where the little nicks and dings are going to start to pile up. The other thing is, it is late enough in the season to where he's had enough games to get what he wants installed and it have time under the lights rather than just time in practice. I think the longer the season goes, the better that team is going to play. They are going to struggle at the beginning of the season. Middle of October, there is a switch that is going to flip with that team. And I think by the time you get down to Iron Bowl week, my prediction is I don't know that there will be a team in the West playing any better, because Hugh Freeze, for all of his faults, he is a heck of a football coach. And I think he will have them. They will not be in the hunt this year, but they will be the team that plays spoiler for somebody. And I'm hoping that it's not Arkansas, because I am torn between the Arkansas and the Auburn and the Florida game for that third loss. Because I think you're going to split those two guys. If you win at Auburn, you're losing at the Swamp. If Auburn gets you, then you're winning at the Swamp.
If it means beating the holy hell out of Auburn, I'll take a loss at Florida. But here's what I don't see. Okay? Mm-hmm. Here's what I don't see. I don't see a blowout on our schedule.
No, I don't either. I don't see a blowout at all.
And that gives me a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Because if you can stay in the game, anything, we've seen it from both sides. Anything can happen. Mm-hmm. And I just, that's the key that you've got to focus on, is you've got to find a way to stay in the game and keep it to a 1-score game if possible. Because if you can keep it 1 score, obviously.
Well, okay. So this brings me back to a question that Adam Green had earlier in the show. how many games does Pitt have to win to keep? And obviously his seat's not going to be hot.
Right. Yeah. But the heat's going to come up a little bit. Yeah.
How many? Because does he get away with another 7-6 with a bowl win?
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to get fired, but you're going to have a lot of outrage from the fan base if we've heard all this hype in preseason about how deep the running back room was, how great KJ is, how great the defensive line is, and then you come up and you have a 6-6 season. That's not going to go over well.
And again, for the fans listening, okay, I'm not saying he's going to go 7-6, but the possibility is there. Look at what happened last year, okay?
Right.
Look at what happened last year. All right. The thing about it is we haven't heard much of anything. We've heard snippets, but we haven't heard the over exaggeration, the explosive offense type comments that we've had, So, but let's wrap this up. I know we're running short on time, but let's wrap this up. MC, final thoughts, final predictions, hot takes.
I'm gonna quit straddling the fence. I'm gonna say 9-3. I'm gonna go 9-3 with my prediction. Say that you beat Auburn, you lose in the swamp. Just going off historical there. Hot take. I told you Luke Haas would make first team All SEC. I'm going to say that Hudson Clark leads. And I know Sam Jones in particular, is probably about to fall out with this. Hudson Clark is going to lead the SEC in interceptions.
Holy shit! Talking mushrooms. Sorry.
I am going as hot as it's been outside right now. I figured I needed one take that was going to match how hot it's been outside. And that's the hot take. Hudson Clark, your SEC interceptions leader.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess it's now time for my final thought, huh?
Have at it, man.
So, I'm not going to get all sentimental and mushy, but here's the thing. It's time. We've done all the talking. We've done all the predicting. We've done all the expecting. Talking season is officially over. Tomorrow, college football starts in the country. Now, it's got some crappy games, but guess what, y'all? It's just college football.
They're games.
That's all that matters. It's real college football. Check it out. In 9 days, fans are going to pack War Memorial Stadium. We hope, anyway. Listen, it's hot. Make sure you guys hydrate. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves. The talking season is officially over. It's time to hit somebody. In football team terms, not each other. Don't take that the wrong way. Go out and knock the crap out of your neighbor or something. All right. Take care of yourselves. It's gonna be hot for the next couple of weeks. All right.
Yep.
But get loud, get raucous, get raucous. I can't speak. Get crazy. All right. Paint your face. Put your tusks in. Do what you do as fans. Don't let anybody, and I mean don't let anybody, tell you how to be a fan. All right? Because in 9 days, you're going to hear the 3 most dangerous words in all of collegiate athletics. Woo, pig, suey. All right? We are going to have all the information you need throughout the season. Game week, during the week, on our weekly show, we'll get you all set. If you're going to the stadium, we'll have the stadium notes of the do's and don'ts and the can and can'ts. All right? We'll have the hottest tailgating spots. I know, because I know people. I'll hook you up. Don't worry. We're going to have it all for you. Don't hesitate. Don't stress. Don't worry. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Stay up to date with Sideline Radio Network. Hang out with us here on the Hog Pen. We will get you all the information you need. If you guys need information or you want us to cover something, hit me up directly. Hit the page up. Hit MC up. He's active on Twitter. don't hesitate to reach out. We'll get that information as best as we can and get it to you. The Marcus MC Carlton, what do you say we head out of here, MC, with the hype video tonight?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Can't think of a better way to finish it out, man.
All right. You're going to see the hype video one more time to get you ready. And in the words of the great Paul Eels, one more time. Touchdown, Arkansas! For Marcus MC Carlton, I'm Razorback Zach. You have been watching an all-new episode of Inside the Hog Pen. Until next week, it's game time. So long, everybody.
Nation is going to be talking about Arkansas. What's going to make them talk about it?
Got some pressure coming. The flat first down and more. They hit right at the marker. Oh, you got drilled.
It is sacked.
To the 40 to midfield. There it goes. Jefferson looking to throw.
Here's KJ Jefferson on another big play.
Touchdown, Arkansas. Here comes the pressure, and he can't get away.
With speed. Cruises into the end zone. Jefferson going deep.
Touchdown, Arkansas.